Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Session Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a retro review for Alien Resurrection, a film from 1997. This movie is rated R with a runtime of an hour and 49 minutes. As of the recording of this video, it has a Rotten Tomato score of 53% for the critics, 39% for the audience. That's pretty harsh. I don't think this movie is perfect, but I don't know that I would call it 39%. Um, so the reason I'm watching, I rewatched this film is because they made another one podcast that was their film for the week. So I figured I watched it. Let's make a video about it, make some content, give out my opinion. I will say I have only seen the first Aliens movie and the subsequent Aliens films, Prometheus and Covenant and that stuff. I actually haven't seen Aliens or Aliens 3. But this film does give you enough to just kind of like move forward from that point. I think the only one that I would call required viewing would be the first film. Everything else you really get from context from this film. So, speaking of context, let me give you a quick synopsis. 200 years have passed since Ellen Ripley died on Florina 161 aboard the medical research vessel USM Auriga. A team of scientists cloned Ripley from her extracted DNA and removed the alien queen embryo which was growing inside her at the time of her death. This movie is directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet, stars Sigourney Weaver as Ripley, Winona Ryder as Call. That was really interesting. That was like really fun. That I didn't know she was in this film. Dominique Pinon as Veres. Ron Perlman, another fan. I mean, a big favorite for me, as Joner. Gary Dourdan as Christy. Michael Wincott as Elgin. Kim Flowers as Hillard. Dan Hayata as General Perez, who I've seen Dan in a lot of stuff. J.E. Freeman as Dr. Wren. Raymond Cruz as DeStefano, and Leland Orser as Purvis, who you've probably seen in a bunch of stuff too, including the movie Seven. So I will say, so this movie is written by Joss Whedon, so that will probably tell you a lot about how this film is. I think it has some fun moments. It's not perfect. It to me, what I really enjoyed the most about this film was the look and the feel of how grimy like like the Alien movies are already pretty usually like they're usually pretty dark already and gritty, but this one like really raised the stakes on that. So let's talk about it. This film is just a gritty and visually stunning installment that offers somewhat of a fresh take on a familiar world of extraterrestrial horror. I think Jean-Pierre Jeunet, who's known for a unique artistic style, infuses this film with his signature dark aesthetic, creating a visually captivating experience from dimly lit corridors of the spaceship to the claustrophobic atmosphere of alien infested environments. This is one of the films where I've seen the most xenomorphs in one place. Every frame literally oozes with an unsettling sense of foreboding, which just it really tells you about the despair that the characters are kind of feeling as the film goes on. Um, I think the strength of this film not only lies in the visuals, but also in just like how how many characters there are. There are so many characters that you're bound to get a few of them that are just great, right? Of course, Sigourney Weaver. I don't think you can go wrong with her as Ripley, but this is a very different Ripley than what we've seen in the past, and by that I just mean in the other film that I saw. Um, she's like stronger and cooler, and like the alien gave her some kind of like mixed with the DNA, and now she not only is the badass Ripley that we know, but she also has like these, she's an extra strength and other powers and a connection to the xenomorphs that's kind of interesting to explore. But also part of where some of the horror comes in, right? This is the eighth version of Ripley, which has a lot of implications. We get to see some of that in some of the more grotesque body horror stuff in this film, which is very unsettling. Um, and so definitely, I don't think that stuff will connect with everyone. I found it interesting. I found it weird. I just kind of leaned into how bonkers this movie was, and I think that's what made it entertaining. Uh, it, this film also doesn't shy away from intense action, as it manages to try to find the balance, allowing moments of respite for the characters, and also the fast-paced sequences, just including like shootouts, accelerating chases, trying to showcase the characters' resourcefulness for survival. They're putting them in some weird situations we go underwater, which is weird because we're on a ship, but like we go underwater at some point in an area that was flooded. We don't get to see that much. We get to see the xenomorphs also because there's so many of them in the ship. There's a really cool sequence where one of them, like they're trapped in this kind of cage, and I guess the xenomorphs know that their their blood is acid, so they kill one of them so that they'll be able to escape through the floor. That was really an interesting concept of like how they will just turn on each other to kind of move forward. Also, the whole concept of the alien queen, and then also the last xenomorph that is born from this new alien queen that now has also gathered the ability to self reproduce without the eggs, without like having to attach face huggers to people. Uh, I think some of the dialogue is just bad. It's bad, but it's fun seeing it come out of like some of these actors that I just kind of know from other stuff. Specifically, I would say Ron Perlman has some of the fucking worst lines that only Ron Perlman can say. I think Winona Ryder does a really good job. She's kind of the main character on this one, I feel, and I really enjoy that. I think it was really interesting seeing her in something that's a little bit different. I don't think I've seen her in something this dark and gritty since maybe Stranger Things, which of course was way way later. So yeah, she was great. Sigourney Weaver, once again, she's great. I think she just over the years really nailed down what she wanted to do with the character of Ripley, and she made that her own character. And even though she's gone through these several iterations, and this Ripley is very different from the one we met in the first film, I think Sigourney Weaver just really still nails it. So yeah, this movie's not perfect. I think it's interesting. Like I said, it has some fun ideas, and it definitely feels like a late '90s, early aughts movie. From specifically the visual aspects of it, which to me, like that was my jam back then. But I can see how other people would not enjoy it. I think the fact that there's so much distance between me having seen this for the first time uh, to and also not having watched the other Alien films, which are probably at least based on Rotten Tomato scores better. Now, granted, this is nowhere near the first one. The first one is the masterpiece, but this one just kind of. I've read so many Alien comics and stuff like that that it really feels like let's just do some crazy shit, and that's what they did, right? Um, I love seeing also the different weapons that the team has. But yeah, this film is beyond perfect. I understand why the Rotten Tomato scores are what they are. I think mine's not very much higher than that. Probably 3 stars at most on Letterboxd. Follow me on Letterboxd and you'll see my final score. But yeah, I think if you're trying to get through the Aliens franchise, I think this is just another fun installment. You can watch this on Hulu now, which was really convenient that they just added this to Hulu as I needed to watch it. So that was kind of cool. Uh, Also, make sure to go check out, like I said, they made another one. That's their episode for this week of the release of the video. And our friends over at Crew Expendable haven't gotten to this film yet, but I'll put their stuff down in the description as well so you can go check out their stuff if you want more aliens content. So, as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here on the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.